Welcome back. All right, so we now have most of the functionality set up here. What we need to add in here is a timer to kind of count down how much time you have. So the object of the game is going to be to collect as many blocks as you can. So let's add in that countdown timer now. So let's add in a function. We'll call this countdown timer logic. And we need, of course, a let wait is equal to skaction.wait for duration. And we'll wait 1 second. Then we'll say we'll call this countdown is equal to skaction.run block. And within this block, we're going to do a few things. First of all, we have that time to count down minus minus. So we set up that variable to count down the timer here. Then we're going to say if time to count down is less than or equal to 15 and time to count down is greater than 0. Okay, you need both those two distinctions in there. We're going to say LBL main dot text is equal to time to count down. So we're going to print that in here. Now remember how we set time to count down at the beginning to 17? So it's going to count down 2 seconds and then it's going to say when it is there. So if I scroll all the way up here, you see that we have time to count down to 17. If you wanted to give it 3 seconds, you're more than welcome to. So if we go back down here, it says 3 seconds and then it will count down here. Okay. Then we will set in another here. We'll say if time to count down is less than 0, and you need to add in a space there. Time to count down, we're going to say self.game over logic. Now we don't have a game over logic, so let's add in one. We'll say function game over logic. And in here we'll add in our game over logic. Then we're going to say let sequence is equal to skaction.sequence. We're going to say wait, then count down. Self.runAction is equal to, or skaction.repeat action forever. And we're going to repeat the sequence forever. All right? And that's essentially what we need to do here. So it has a little error there. It says, yes. So one thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're outside of this run block. So curly brackets are super important. Okay. So we now have the countdown timer. And if we go to the game over logic here, let's add in a few items here. We're going to say player.remove from parent. So we're going to remove the player altogether. Okay. We're going to say LBL main dot font size is equal to 80. All right. Then we're going to say LBL main dot text is equal to game over. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll say 80. We'll say game over here, and we'll say we need to now, for example, we need to go and restart the game here. So I like to put this in its own function. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So let's say function. We'll call this restart the game. And we'll call restart the game. And in here, we're going to say let the game scene equal to game scene. And then the file name is going to be game scene. Now this happens to be the scene that we're in right now. Okay, and say let the transition is equal to sk transition dot, and we'll do doors with duration, and we'll make it 0.5. All right, so we've now set up the game scene. We've set up a transition here. So we're going to say the game scene dot scale mode is equal to dot aspect fill. Okay, if you want to, you can go to sk scene scale mode dot aspect fill if you wish. Then we need to add in our action here. So we'll say let wait is equal to sk action dot wait for duration, and we'll wait 3 seconds once it's done. Then we're going to say let run, or we'll say change scene is equal to skaction.change or skaction.run block. And within that run block, we're going to say self.scene.view.present scene, and we're going to present the scene of the game scene and the transition of the transition. Okay, so what that's going to do is that's going to add in the game scene and it's going to add in the transition here. Okay, and it says that we need to go and insert the exclamation point, so let's go ahead and let's do that. And let's say let sequence is equal to skaction.sequence, and it's going to say wait, then run transition, or in this case it's wait then change scene. And then we're going to say self.run action, and we're going to say skaction.repeat action forever, and or it's not action forever, it's repeat action. We're going to repeat the sequence a total of 1 time. All right, so we're almost done this here. Let's hop up back to the top, like all the way to the top here, and we will we need to reset the game variables on start here. All right, so let's add in a function here. We'll say reset game variables on start, and we're going to say, for example, LBL main dot font size is equal to 150. Then we're going to say the score is equal to 0. We're setting the font size because that's what we can get away with here. Actually, 150 is a bit much. Let's put it to 110. And then we're going to say time to count down is equal to 18. So we reset everything here, and I'm going to call, and we have that called twice here, so we're going to say reset game variables on start here. Okay, so there we go. We have most of this done here. All right, this concludes the tutorial.